FTW Is Jon Gruden even a good coach? It's been 15 years since Jon Gruden's last great coaching job. Back then, Tom Brady was only a third-year pro, NFL teams were running more than they passed and they hardly lined up in shotgun. It was a completely different game. The game has evolved. The game had evolved in 2008, the last time we saw Gruden on an NFL sideline. Clearly a coach on the decline. He was fired after failing to win a playoff game for the sixth consecutive season. Gruden's career winning percentage had dropped to .540. Guys like Jim Caldwell, Wade Phillips and Jason Garrett all sport higher marks. Yet here we are in 2018 and Gruden is the hottest coaching candidate in the league. The Raiders are reportedly going to give Gruden a 9-figure salary along with an ownership stake. All that for a coach who hasn't won a playoff game since 2002. Gruden's expertise is offense. He rose through the ranks as a quarterback coach and play caller. He then helped turn the Raiders into a perennial top 5 offense as a head coach. He turned Rich Gannon into an MVP winner. Gruden's work in Oakland was legitimately great, but that was a 5-year stretch that started back in the 1990s. Gruden's work in Tampa Bay wasn't so impressive, even if he did win a Super Bowl. He was brought in to turn around the offense, which had struggled for years under Tony Dungy, and get the Bucs over the Super Bowl hump. While he was able to win a ring in Tampa, it was on the back of a historically good defense that went unchanged after Gruden's hiring. Monty Kiffin remained as the defensive coordinator and did so throughout the Gruden era in Tampa. Kiffin's defense fell out of the top 5 in yards allowed only twice during those 7 years. It fell out of the top 10 once. Somehow, this offensive mastermind managed 0 playoff wins and a 45-51 record after that Super Bowl run. Gruden's Bucs teams finished in the top half of the league in total offense only twice during the 7 years he spent with the Buccaneers. The year they won the Super Bowl, the offense finished 24th. Gruden is essentially a more engaging Brian Billick, and we aren't seeing teams clamoring for the former Ravens coach. Gruden's greatest coaching feat was not winning that Super Bowl in Tampa. It was building the Raiders into an NFL powerhouse at the end of 1990s. The game has changed so much and there's no proof to suggest Gruden is capable of excelling in what has become a vastly different sport. Of course, Gruden has remained connected to the game through his ESPN job. He still studies tape like a maniac. He's familiar with the newer offenses, although his commentary suggests he's not a huge fan of recent developments like the zone read and run-pass options, and has spent the last decade talking with current coaches about their schemes. Gruden knows these modern schemes, but can he coach them? And can he do so while adjusting a new CBA that has completely changed how coaches run practices since Gruden last coached? Those are key questions that will determine how successful Gruden will be with the Raiders, and all signs point to them being disappointed in the answers. More hilarious Google glitch made LeVar Ball, the founder of the NBA, watch Stephen A. Smith lose his mind over Jon Gruden report. UCF mercilessly trolls college football playoff after perfect season. Lane Kiffin has excellent advice for what to do when Nick Saban screams at you. Ryan Russillo opened up on his abrupt exit from ESPN Radio.